good evening. My, you look so good when you watch Backseat Broadcasting with Eric Elkins here. We are in round 9, I believe. Is this round 9? I can't believe it. We're all the way up to Suzuka at the moment over in Japan. Thank you for joining us here on Super Bowl Sunday when you could be watching Tom Brady just destroy it out there. God bless. Come on, Chiefs. Anyways, a couple minutes left in the practice session before we get into our rituals on Sunday. I have a 10-minute solo qualifying followed by a 40-minute race out here. Thanks for joining us for this Apex, this Miata Sunday. Let's see how everyone's doing out on track at the moment. We're watching Kevin San Diego here, who is the only one able to get into the 224. It's a pretty long track here at Suzuka. It's got a bit of everything. It is a figure 8 track, so it's both counterclockwise and clockwise. It's a good balance of turns all through here. We're down to another right-hander here, which is just slightly slower than the first. And of course, up to the right into the hairpin, braking while you're still turning a little bit to the right. And then riding this one down all the way to the infamous Spoon corner, which is just an amazing corner. Oh, I don't want to go to you. Sorry. I believe it's a Tilka track. Yet another Tilka track. This one's actually pretty good. And lots of high-speed bits around this track, especially for the MX-5, which most of the terms are considered pretty high speed for it, you know, really pushing the thing around the track. And so we should really see some packs starting to form here on these big longer circuits. We've had some really great racing in the MX-5s. We have a few new riders out here as we see Kelly and Steve. Welcome, guys. And Richard as well. Welcome. Let me set you all up in the correct class. We also have Benjamin Harris joining us. Also from the Northwest, we got Daniel Bonilla joining us. Welcome, Daniel. Alright, looks like everybody's stacked up where they're supposed to be now. Currently 30 drivers setting times. Andrew Durkis down representing the back of the stack. We still got a couple guys not setting lap times out there yet. Ken Kruger down here in 18th position. We have got Corey Mitchell down in 21st at the even Andre Garcia having a little bit of issues, usually pretty zippy around here, or just in the MX-5s in general. Currently a 2:27 is the best, and it is a long lap. You know, you're going to see some discrepancies in these lap times. So, in terms of a percentage of a lap time, it's probably pretty similar to what we've been seeing at other tracks. As Jaron Haslam in second place, you can see a full second, 1.1 off of the speed of Kevin San Diego up top. Really impressive there. And then he's just battling with Jean-Paul Lenoux. I'm never going to get that correct for second in the practice session, but you know, real tight in there after that. Oh, Brandon Bachman spinning out there. And I do apologize to a few guys who got me their pictures this week who I've not been able to update them yet. I think Russell gave me his. Oh heavens. 3 minutes to go in the practice session. Let's take a quick gander over at the point standings. And I've not quite updated them for this week, but I think I got it all saved up correctly. So this is more or less what we're looking at here. I think it was Christopher Owens climbing into the top 3 there above Adam Baltudis last week. Craig Ream still on top. Michael Johnson sitting in second place. And I do not care for the way that the card numbers work there. It's like my brain is trying to do some pattern recognition there, and it is not. It's not coming with some of those numbers. So amazing, we have over 50 racers in the point standings. Ooh, I do dread the day everybody shows up. My computer will explode. I don't think we could even fit everybody in at this point. We're over 64 drivers here. And then quite a few guys who have joined us for practice, but not for the race. Take a quick peek over at those track temps for you. It's 109 out there on track, 71 degree air temp. I love the outline of Suzuka. I think it's a beautiful aerial track. $12 miles per hour out there. It's moving a little bit. Ten seconds left. Here's Douglas Emery coming through that beautiful spoon turn. And there are so many lines to take there. It's sort of a strange one. There are so many successful ways through the corner and only few good ways to go. But it can be a little forgiving on you. But it will cost you definitely a bunch of time getting onto the back straights there. Right into our 10 minutes of qualifying here. Sean taking a sip of water here, refusing to find third gear. He's just heating up his tires. I'm always astounded with these top guys in the MX-5s. How I talked about this a couple times before, but the tire whine is so much less from these guys. When I drive this car, I feel like the tires are screaming the whole time, and you can just barely hear them when he's coming into a very, very, what's the word when the turn gets, you know, smaller throughout? I don't know, a spiraling turn. But very, very tricky one. Here he's sort of lighting them up a little bit, sending it through this section. Again, I think they let off a little bit here and keep it a little bit quieter into the final two S's here. Back on the gas, trying to get up that gear. I think you'll just keep it in this gear before this turn. No need to go up one more. Keep it here, and then downshift for the next right-hander. Right where that rumble strip, that curbing turns to a lighter color. It's a great braking zone, that's what I use. Nice and brave, well past the curbing end for the braking point. Kevin Sandiego with an amazing amount of speed and grip through Spoon there. Really launching himself down the straight, having a great run here. No purple sectors for either of these guys at the moment. Such a long lap here with so many sectors. We're gonna run out of screen space here in a moment. It's Brandon Piper rounding the final chicane. First across the line is Jean-Paul Lanoux with a 2:26.8, followed by Matthew Cesario with a 2:27.100. Brandon Piper into third. Jason Meinhardt down in fifth with 2:28. Mark Beret is in Valerie Arsencio slot into the back. Corey Mitchell's into fifth. Jaron Haslam takes pole position for the time being. Bjorn Benches into seventh. Russ McGuire slots into ninth at the moment. Michael Johnson out on track. Kevin Sandiego crosses the line, but it didn't look like a clean one for him. He has not managed to get on the board as of yet. Kent Kruger still not able to do it. Craig Ream is rounding the final sector now. Craig Ream gets onto the front row temporarily with a 2:26.494. I imagine this will be their best lap now. Their tires are really up to pressure. Kelly at the hairpin at the moment, and that's Nicholas Love able to get just ahead of Craig Ream there with a 2:26.28. Jaron's 2:26.1, still the time to beat. Andre Garcia only good enough for 11th here. Michael Johnson about to round out a lap here. Let's see what he's able to lay down. It's good enough for the third row. Only a couple guys able to break that 227 mark, though. Still waiting on Kevin Sandiego, who was, I think, what was he in? Was it like 224s or something ridiculous in practice. Sharon Haslam goes a touch faster, breaks the 226 mark. Brandon Piper up to 4th. Brandon Bachman into 5th. Corey Mitchell moves himself up to 9th. Federico Del Toro just behind him. But Bjorn Benches takes that 10th place spot away. Kent Kruger relegates all of the admins down a spot and takes 9th on the grid. Returns to the pit lane. He's got 2 minutes left, and that's going to be all he's able to do. That's all anyone's going to be able to do if they just set a time. And still waiting on a time from Kevin Sandiego, who now crosses the line. This is going to be his only opportunity to set a time. It looks like he's not able to. Joseph Mayer getting up to the 2nd row with a 2:26.661. Good enough for 4th place at the moment. Edwin Martinez has the ability to get on the grid. Our new member Richard able to get on the grid just down there in 19th position at the moment. Currently 23 drivers setting laps this evening. Oh, Craig Green back up to 2nd place with a 2:26 flat. It's a couple tenths faster than Nick. Edwin Martinez not able to get on the grid. Kevin Sandiego looks like is going to start from the back. That is okay because we have a back to front challenge here at Apex this race league. Extra points for most points gained. I believe it's 5 points. Maybe I'm just talking out my rear end, but it's something. Go for it. My channel loves it. And 20 seconds remaining. Is anybody close to getting on the board for us? Michael Johnson jumps up to 8th with that last one. Looks like that is it for qualifying this evening. Let's run down that race grid real quick before we get going. And that's Jaron Haslam just ahead of Craig Ream on the front row of the grid. They're followed by Nick Love, Joseph Mayer, Brandon Piper, and Brandon Bachman. Jean-Paul Lanou, Michael Johnson, Matthew Cesario, and that's Kent Kruger rounding out the top 10. Followed by Corey Mitchell. Bjorn Benches is just a little pack of admins in the midfield. Federico Del Toro's followed by Richard Swindell's, Jason Meinhardt, Andre Garcia, Russell McGuire, Valerie Arsencio, Richard Siaski. We're going to have to get up with you, Richard, and see how to pronounce your name. Mark Bray rounding out the top 20, followed by Brian Mangano, Jimmy Golaharf, David Fendick, Kevin Sandiego starting not able to set a qualifying time for us. Voulet is followed by Edwin Martinez, Andrew Durkis, Kelly Greenhoe, Troy Banks, Stephen Harris, Douglas Emery, Ismail Sierra, Benjamin Harris, and Daniel Bonilla. Thanks everyone for joining us here this evening. It's good to have some new faces and names out there on the grid. So tonight, obviously doing the MX-5s. 2 more nights here at Suzuka. Tuesdays with the GTEs and GT4s, and Thursdays with the GT1s and GT3s. Those GT1s should really be able to express themselves a little bit here out on these straights. Very difficult track to hold on to so much horsepower though. And the grid is just about filled out, about to get rolling here. Here is the race schedule. Here we are with, sorry, everything's a week behind. That was my fault there. We are here at Suzuka before we go to Detroit. followed by Oldson Park and Daytona. We're having a night race to wrap out the season. So it's such a long lap, we're not doing a full pace lap out there at all. We are about to get this race well underway. Nick Love thinking about getting that slipstream down to turn 1 and stealing that inside lane. We've seen it done so many times early in a race by second place this season. We're not quite underway yet. We're waiting on Jaron Haslam, and here we go. Everybody accelerating down, and Nick Love does get that jump on him. Even looks like Brandon Piper there might even have a go. And there's some guys having some issues in the background already. Real bummer for some of our new members. But most of the pack seems to get through okay. Craig Ream now all the way back down here. Brandon Piper getting spun out there. Craig Ream off track, coming back onto the track in 12th place. 2 corners later, he's already down 10 positions there. Great little battle. Somebody's heading food to the inside. Not able to hold it on the grass there, and just barely getting scraped by a couple other people. Andrew Durkis heads to the grass. Somebody runs right into Vu there. Michael Johnson down 17 positions. Maybe he forgot to grid. Brandon Piper down 19. Back up top, Nick Love has been able to separate from Joseph Mayer. Brandon Bachman and Ken Kruger now up 5 positions. Really stormed away from the starts there. Oh, it's somebody going off in the hairpin. I think it was not Mark Bray, it was Federico Del Toro. Going benches to the outside of Craig Ream. He's going to have to let that one go. Craig is back up to 10th. A couple of those little trains we were expecting starting to form out there. This little one up top starting to pull away a little bit. They got 1.5 over 3rd place, and I suspect they will continue to battle. And Mark Bray having an issue. Federico just throwing it back in there, getting that job done. Brian Magano around 130R has had an issue with somebody. He's back onto the racing line. Hopefully everybody avoids him. Woof. Edwin Martinez with an issue. Here's Michael Johnson trying to get by a Michael Bond there. Oh, Edwin Martinez goes off and he has some issues with his car. Michael Johnson pulling out of that move. Kevin San Diego already up 15 positions, so maybe he's doing that little challenge we have. The leaders up top. Joseph Mayer has pulled out a little bit from Brandon Bachman behind. Kent Kruger leads a little pack behind him. And it sounds like there's something wrong with this car. Is anybody else here? Let me try turning it up a little bit. See if it's almost like it's scraping on the bottom of the track. imagining things. Maybe I heard somebody else crash or something. Oh, and that brings Kevin Sandiego past as well, as Corey really just has to sacrifice that corner as Andre goes sliding into the inside, into the vortex of death. Craig Ream is now making a run on him. Nicholas Love hot on the heels of the leader. Oh, getting almost too wide there into turn one. Kevin Sandiego to the inside of Andre Garcia. He's going to get this one done into T1. Corey managing to hold Craig off on the long straights here. The slipstream is strong with this one here. And you can really get dragged down the straights pretty well. It is downhill too. It's pretty nice. Let's see what had happened on the just a little tap. I thought there was some chaos right towards the back here. There was so much going on there. It's tricky to really to see. Oh goodness, this is real live. And oh, there's some, oh my goodness, Kent barely misses. Who was that? Kevin Sandiego really chucking it in there. Jean-Paul Lanou also working hard. Goodness gracious, that was some tricky racing. And coming way far back with it. And just almost taking out Brandon Bachman, I believe that's ahead. He's already up to 5th place here. Pretty amazing driving out there. Kevin Sandiego is now less than 5 seconds off of a podium position. Pretty dang good driving out there. signs and thinks this is a place to pass. He's going to get it done on the inside. Can he hold it? He can. He does not take it off track wide. Kent Kruger's now going to worry about Andre Garcia behind doing something wild. Craig Ream tries to take to the outside. Almost touches there with Andre. Up top, every lap that gap gets really small between the leaders as they come down the pit straights. Kevin Sandiego now up to 4th position. He's gotten above Brandon Bachman, who's down to 5th here. Jean-Paul Lanoux is closing on him as well. He was very hasty in practice. Corey Mitchell holding off Kent Kruger after making that move happen. Andre Garcia still sitting ahead of Craig Ream. Bjorn Benches is 3 seconds back. Richard Schwindel's having a bit of a lonely race back here in 12th, followed by Russell McGuire. And he's got Federico Del Toro for company. All the while, Brandon Bachman is still holding off Michael Johnson. So they're not making a great deal of progress through the field at the moment. Mark Bray is followed by Jimmy Golahar, Andrew Durkis down in 19th, and Douglas Emery rounding out the top 20. Craig getting a better exit this time, but only slightly. He needs to tuck back in that draft. See if he can't get something to the inside here, which is being left open by Andre Garcia if he had switched back over. But they're going to try to go the outside around Kent Kruger, and they're all coming side by side there. And Craig ends up by default switching to the inside line and getting that move done. Saw last season how vital it was to get the inside line there, but Andre almost getting the speed out to make something happen into turn 2. Oh my gosh, I can't believe Andre Garcia is able to hold on to that position. Oh, and Craig cutting back on him, just trying so very hard. I can't believe the amount of time they've wasted. 1.6 up to Kent Kruger there, after both of them coming into contact with Kent side by side and going through the entire Senna S's there. Side by sides cost them a little bit. Craig Ream has got the place done though. See, Brian Mangano says he's got a nasty one. We love the nasty crashes. Oh, heavens. Come on. Ooh, Russell McGuire getting shoved to the outside of the hairpin there by Michael Johnson and Brandon Piper. Michael Johnson not finding the speed to get around him. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little bit of technical difficulties there, and we just saw Nicholas Love make that move down into T1, finally getting the correct toe necessary. And then we had an issue for Ken Kruger, who is leading these guys behind Corey Mitchell here. Ooh. Oh, and spinning it, trying to keep it going, doing a 360 and bringing it back for him. Lost 3 positions in that. That sounds like a lot. Brandon Bachman hot on the heels of sorry, that's Jean-Paul Leno, and that's a lapped car of somebody in the way. Can't quite tell. It's Voulet. Jean-Paul making that move down to the inside of Brandon Bachman into T1. Bjorn Benches passing Andre Garcia, who is falling down the standings as well. Ken Kruger down there too. Greg Ream now catching up to Corey Mitchell. He's only down 6 of the positions, so he's made up quite a few of those, back up to second place. Leaders still doing it, towing each other around. So just over halfway done with the race. Kevin San Diego now 7/100ths away from a podium position. Both these guys have gotten past Federico, you can see in the background right there. Up to 13th and 14th for Michael and Brandon respectively. Bjorn still leading Andre. Corey Mitchell still leading Craig Ream, able to keep him behind. Jean Paul not able to really pull away from Brandon. excuse me there, as we missed a couple lead changes. That was Jaron Haslam taking back first place, and Nick able to steal it back into T1 before the lap was even up. Saw Brandon Piper retake the lead above Michael Johnson. They're having a nice little squabble back there in the midfield. Federico is able to catch up to these guys amongst it all. Ken Kruger still above Richard Smendels. The amount of time these guys, the amount of laps these guys have put in within a second of each other is pretty amazing. Bjorn Bench is still ahead of him. Craig Ream is not able to get ahead of Corey Mitchell there. Kevin San Diego slowly cutting down the lead, or the gap to the leaders. Less than 5 seconds to the lead now, or just over 5 seconds. That will be truly remarkable if you can do a back-to-front challenge for the win. That would be something else. Bjorn Bench is getting very wide there into Spoon. And as I was saying, there's so many ways to get it wrong, but he didn't spin out. He kept it on track because there's all that runoff area. Picked up and off track, kept going, but Andre was able to close greatly. Craig Ream can hold it here. He's going to have the inside to Spoon. I think he's going to be able to pull this off as long as Corey doesn't get some sort of cutback on him. But I think Corey slowed himself up enough there that no worries for Craig as he gets that one finally done above Corey Mitchell. Now he's going to defend down this straight, but he should have that one locked in. Here's Nicholas Love heading into the final chicane. 31 minutes on the board at the moment. Jaron Haslam catches a little bit of that curb there. Corey trying to drag race down to 130R with him. Craig barely holding on to the track there, and he's going to have the inside into the chicane. Let's see who is latest on the brakes. Pretty even there as they try to squeeze each other out of the apexes, but neither one budging. Andre Garcia spinning out there, not getting past Bjorn Benches. Brandon Piper now catching up to this little battle of Richard Smendels and Kent Kruger. You see Michael Johnson there in the background too. It's all heating up. Richard getting that move done to the inside. Getting a little bit wide on the exit though, inviting Kent back in. Now Brandon Piper is having a look. Less than 7 minutes to go here. Brandon Piper really trying to put some metal in between him and Michael Johnson behind. Really wants to get this move done ASAP above Richard Swindell's ahead. Come on, guys. The whole purpose of hairpins is to dive down the inside. That's why they put them there. Craig Ream still ahead of Corey Mitchell. Only just slightly. Brandon Bachman getting a little off track, having a poor exit. You can see Craig Ream and Corey Mitchell closing in the background. Under 2 seconds is the gap. Back to Craig Ream now. Michael Johnson holding on behind this whole mess. Kent Kruger not getting a great exit there. He's not enjoying his time in Spoon. It looks like Brandon Piper also storming around the outside there. Kent shuffles back in line at least before Michael Johnson is able to follow them through. Coming down to the final chicane, he might have to defend from Michael Johnson behind, who thinks better of it and lets Kent have the corner. Jared Haslam is in the lead at the moment. Brandon Bachman is heading into the pits. That releases a whole bunch of people past him. I don't exactly know what happened. Maybe they had a not exactly sure. Perhaps some sort of penalty. There's a pit lane penalty, as we also saw Jimmy Golahar here heading out of the pits. Less than 5 minutes to go. Jean-Paul Lanoux ahead, having an issue. Craig Ream climbed back up to 6th place here. The second place start. Well done, Brandon Piper. Trying to get that top 10 spot. He's been able to drop Michael Johnson, who is now ahead of Kent Kruger. You can see at the back of this little train. Kelly is caught up to Andrew Durkis here. Here's the battle for the top 20 position. Heavens! And that is your race leader. What has happened to him back there? I don't even have a Jaron Haslam went off track or anything. So we're just going to reverse this tape. I'm sorry about the brute measure. To watch our replays at the moment, but he got all squirrely in this final chicane. Oh. Really seems good. He gets back on the gas. Something weird. He gets clubbed from behind. The sounded like, but I don't know why he really stopped. I think, did his mirror just fall in the car? Look at this. Oh my God. Look at his mirror on the right. It falls in the car. Just drops in there. He's down to third position. Kevin Sandiego doing the back to front challenge properly as he's less than half a second off the lead. Jaron Haslam has yet another off track, having some issues missing that mirror. Or he's not missing it, it's just not attached. Corey Mitchell not letting Craig Reed go anywhere. They're up to 6th and 7th respectively. And Valerie's got that move done. Muscles tonight. We got to give this guy a fuel stop or something like that. Not sure it will matter. We made him start in last place, and here he is, taking the lead of the race in the last minute too. This will be our final lap here, as we see Kevin Sandiego is going to lead the race for one lap, and it is the most important lap. That is all that matters. Such a bummer for Nicholas Love, even a bigger bummer for Jaron Haslam. I don't know why he couldn't get on the gas. Something seemed to happen as he came out of that corner, and then Nicholas Love sort of gave him a bump from behind. I don't quite know what had happened. But a big bummer for him, Nicholas Love, if he could have just held off for a few moments more. Michael Johnson has the spin. Oh, coming around 130R, and is a big one into the barrier. Oh, he almost takes out Ken Kruger. He hits both sides of the track. Real big one there. And he has to Austin power it back around as people are flying around that turn. And don't want to take him out. Kevin Sandiego made to work for this win. Nicholas Love real antsy on the accelerator there, trying to get this party going. And this might be one of the awesome neck and neck battles that we have. We had some really good ones last season at Indy. Brickyard finales were fantastic. Battle for the lead is less than 0.3 at the moment. I think these guys still have another race lap out there. There's a couple. Whoa! Kevin Sandiego was doing the flick into 130R, bringing it right back to the left. Through the final chicane we go for the final time. Nicholas Love eating every inch of the curb. Just trying to push Kevin into a mistake. It's not going to happen. Kevin Sandiego is going to take this win here. Corey Mitchell cannot get past Craig Ream. And what a win for Kevin Sandiego. Nicholas Love comes in second, and Jaron Haslam brings both of his mirrors safely home in third, followed by Joseph Mayer in fourth. Bjorn Benches gets booted towards the end of the race. What has happened to Bjorn? He's just spun it all on his own on the last lap, just like Michael. He's doing a Michael Johnson. He goes, he's a pro. Let me do what he did. Oh, and he's just he out of frustration, he might as well just freaking reverse it across the line at that point. What a bummer for Bjorn, who's gonna fall out of the top 10, spinning it all on his own, finishing in 12th there. He is not gonna be happy with that and just parks it and gets out. What a beautiful race we had here to kick off our time at Suzuka. Oh, good heavens. Woo-wee. Wow, let's take a quick look at the race results. That was a fun one. I love Suzuka, and I hope the rest of the races provide this sort of entertainment. We still have a little battle here, actually. That's Andrew Durkis holding off Kelly Greenhoe right towards the end of the race. Jason Meinhardt and Valerie is actually still out on track. Coming around Spoon, coming across the bridge now. And David Fendick wraps up the last of the guys who are on track, still putting in laps. Alright, and as we saw on the very last lap there, it was Kevin San Diego taking it away from Nicholas Love and Jaron Haslam, rounding out the podium positions, followed by Joseph Mayer, John Paul Lanou, Craig Green, Corey Mitchell, Andres Garcia, Richard Spindels, and Kent Kruger wraps out the top 10. Federico Del Toro follows by Bjorn Benches, unfortunately, Brandon Bachman, Brandon Piper, Michael Johnson down there in 15th, Russell McGuire, Mark Ray, Matthew Cesario, Douglas Emery, Andrew Durkis just beats out Kelly Greenhoe for that top 20 spot, followed by Jason Meinhardt, Valerie Arsencio, David Fendick, and those are the last of the guys who were able, actually Boulay, Jimmy Golahar, Stephen Harris, and Richard Siaski were able to finish the race with us here. Let's take a quick look at our updated point standings here in the MX-5s. Craig Ream is still up top there. Michael Johnson is still sitting in second place. Bjorn Benches able to sneak up to third despite that last lap blip of his. Richard Swindell's moving up to fourth position. Well done. Ken Kruger moving up as well. Christopher Owens fails to grid with us this evening, and that's what missing a race can do to you sometimes, knocking you down to positions at about 2. This fails to grid as well, down to 8th at the moment. And it is shaping up nicely. Craig Ream running away with it more or less, but Michael Johnson and Bjorn Benches still up there in contention. Alright everybody, as always, you know the drill. Hit that thumbs down button, unsubscribe, hit the bell an even number of times. We will see you on Tuesdays for the GT1s and the GTEs. Sorry, how do I mess up the GT1 class, the GT classes so often? I'm just going to start making up GT classes from here on out. We're going to do the GTX! So yeah, we're doing GTEs and GT4s on Tuesday. We will see you there for Suzuka. That will be lots of fun for the speed differences between those classes. And here's Andre doing a lap in reverse for us, showing how it's done. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.